All right, guys. As I'm waiting for the game to load, I have a huge queue to go to Stars Alpha 4.0. We can react to a video here. We just went to the PYRO system, and looks like Advenger 1 has a message for people who go to the PYRO system. So let's see what he has to say. I love his intros.
We should probably have a talk. So, PYRO has PYRO is out on PTU, and there has been a lot of noise going on in the last couple days in regards to the situation between PvP and PYRO.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's another PvP versus PvE. Well, we did that. We did a lot of PvP.
And today I wanted to talk to everybody a little briefly about what is going on, and hopefully after a brief discussion here, people will be able to see a little more clearly the options that they have to get the best experience that they can from PYRO.
That's smart. So I constructive criticism. I like that.
That there is a bit of a internal, I guess you could say, culture war going on within Star Citizen's community that I think we should probably address. And I've spent the last, hour and a half this morning.
I don't think it's a culture war. I just think people don't understand what PYRO is about.
Posts on Spectrum to try to understand different points of view, so I could make an argument.
Spectrum is on fire. That's that. There we go. That's your typical Spectrum experience, right? PYRO PvP. Oh, the day in PYROs.
To help people, like I said, get the best experience they can in PYRO.
Oh, what is that? How do you feel about the repetition of ads on YouTube? I don't care. Here.
I think it's no surprise that PYRO was met with a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And also a lot of dread. Now, a few months ago, I remember saying very clearly that the result of a lot of these changes and the way that CIG is designing their systems is from how they've tackled the PvP issue. Now,
that's something that I've said in the video already before, right? The real problem with PYRO is that it took 5 years to make. And so, for 5 years, CIG have been working on that PvP experience for that lawless system because we were waiting for the server meshing. Now that server meshing is here, they can work on other star systems that are going to be less PvP oriented. They're going to work on Terra. When Terra's coming out, CIG are going to make sure that we have lots of things to do there. And so, because Terra is not PvP, it's going to be definitely PvE, they are going to design way more PvE gameplay elements compared to what they did for the PYRO system.
Some people have arguments for private servers. Some people have arguments for...
Absolutely, Diplo. Absolutely.
Adding sliders to when and where the player versus player content can happen. Some people have suggested that they should just pick up their money and their ships and leave the game forever, in a blaze of glory. And some have suggested that everyone who PvPs should have their accounts banned and never to return.
That's way too extreme. Come on.
And then, of course, you have some others in camps that say PvP.
There you go. Train hard, no server split, no Arma zone. Get a deal with it, jeez. Easy, high risk, high rewards, deep skill max, and bring lots of friends. Yeah, that's what we did. That's exactly what we did.
Is the only option, and you either get good or die, GG scrub. Or there are others that say PvP is part of life, and so you can either, deal with it.
But yeah, it's actually true that there's not enough PvE content in the PYRO system. But that's because what we have right now is the 4.0 preview. It's not the full... Just making sure I'm in the game as well. Oh, I'm still not even loaded. What we have is not the full 4.0. That's why. If we had the full 4.0, with all the missions available, there would be more stuff to do for solo players and PvE players. But it's not the full PYRO that we have right now. That's why people are upset. But they don't understand... What they don't understand is that more stuff is going to be coming for solo players. That's why we still have 3.24.3, because all the old missions, they're still there, they're still working, right? So if you're a solo player and you want to do some activities alone, there's 3.24.3.
Stay in Stanton. And I think the reality is somewhere in between all of these things. The truth is, I have on this channel for many, many years, if you folks have been following, been saying the same thing year in and year out. And that is train, train, and train harder.
Absolutely.
Whether you are on the...
Star Citizen is not an easy game. And you have to accept spending time to learn the ropes so that when important times matters, you know what you're going to be doing. That's what we did with the Iraq Club today. The reason why we did what we did is because I spent a lot of time alone exploring the game, trying to figure out which was the best place to go for some action and also cargo, and then figuring out where to sell the cargo at the best place without losing any time, and it paid off, right? That's what it is with this game. You've got to spend time to be knowledgeable so that you can have the highest chance of success. It's not about... People say, "Oh, it's pay to win." It's not about paying to win in Star Citizen. It's about spending the time to be knowledgeable about the game and be good about the game.
Bounty hunter side of the spectrum, or on the pirate side, the result of training and understanding your capabilities is the only option that you have in a lot of these situations. Now, I want to say that it is okay to be frustrated about PvP in Pyro. And a lot of people are walking into that situation unwillingly in Pyro, and it's giving people a sour taste in their mouth. They're getting killed at stations because, like I've said before, station turrets and the way the gunnery system is in this game is ineffective. They're getting killed at.
Well, yes and no. So Advenger 1 did that in the PTU. In the PU, as you could see, the turrets were very effective at killing me. So I don't know, man. You safely went to powerful rock mining with Gruff. Oh, you did that. But why did you go to powerful rock mining? You can also do rock mining in Stanton.
Ending zones, because there are no armistice zones, which I've always said. People will just take the opportunity to shoot your stuff.
That's
They're
what
getting
we
killed
did.
at mission locations, which are the high risk, high reward contested zones, which the contested zone in its nature is designed this way, and they're getting killed in everywhere in between. And the arguments have been very visceral between a lot of different communities.
I'm still in
the reality is flying
screen.
around solo in Pyro is going to get you killed.
That's
End
true.
of story. Even myself, as much training as I have, am a sitting duck when I'm flying around Pyro by myself. The solo experience in Star Citizen has largely been gutted, and
that's because it's a dangerous place. Now, you can go solo in Pyro, but it's going to be super hard. And I think that the key when you are a solo player in Pyro is to look harmless. Look harmless and look worthless. Look poor. When I'm doing solo stuff in Pyro, I wear a noob suit. White noob suit. I go with the Pisces because I'm going with my alt account, right? People are not going to waste their ammo if they see that everything you've got is a white suit and you've got no weapons. You're going to be harmless to them. They're going to figure out that you are harmless, and you are going to be a waste of time. They're not going to bring your corpse. They're not going to loot your white suit unless they're sadistic and murder hobos, but most people are not like that. Most people weigh in the pros and the cons. They see the options available to them, what the best options are, and then they make a rational choice. That's what most people do. And from my experience with my alt account, I'm trying to boot, by the way, Star Citizen, and try to get into a different server, perhaps Australian, see if there's a 81. Maybe the queue here is not as long, right? So that has been my experience as a solo player with my alt account in the Pyro system. Look harmless. Give cues that you're not going to be interfering in other people's business, and there you can have a decent solo experience in the Pyro system. That's what I have to say here.